Hey everybody, Brian here with TrailGrid Pro. I'm really excited to be with you again today as we talk about our partnership with Garmin and introduce a suite of their awesome dash cameras. If you're looking to add some safety and security to your truck, this is going to be a great solution for you. The dash cameras are going to come with your choice of a dash camera. You can get it just straight out of the box, and Garmin's already provided a power option for you in the box using a USB cigarette type adapter with a power cord. You can also buy this as a separate bundle with our dash camera power adapter. This is going to allow you to grab power off of the back of your auto dimming rear view mirror, which will allow you to power your camera while your truck is running. And the third option is you can use Garmin's constant power adapter. This is going to hook up directly to your OBD2 connection under your dash. It's going to be able to provide power both while your truck is running and also while it's off. And it has a couple of settings that allow you to do that. Before we install the Garmin 67W in this 2019 Tacoma, I'm going to send it over to Cliff and he's going to cover all of the great dash camera options as well as their feature and function set.
All right, let's get into some of the key features of the Garmin lineup. Now, we have a super comprehensive document, which we'll link in the description below, which goes over all of the features of every single dash cam in the lineup so that you can decide which one is perfect for you. But we're gonna go over a few of them today so that we can give you a good idea of what you're looking forward to when you choose to purchase one of the Garmin dash cam options. So, when we talk of field of view, all right, so when the camera is on, how much field of view is actually being captured? You've got all sorts of activity coming from your sides, so it's always helpful to have a wide field of view. So the Garmin Dashcam Mini, the 47, the 57, and the Live all have a 140-degree field of view, which is pretty darn wide. Now, the 67W and the Tandem have a 180-degree view, which is obviously much wider. Either one that you go with, you're gonna have a super wide field of view, so you're gonna capture all sorts of goodies of what's going on around you and in front of your vehicle, but the 67W and the Tandem just have a slightly wider field of view. Another important feature is the megapixels that each of these cameras have and then the resulting clarity. So the Dashcam Mini and the 47 have 2.1 megapixels, that's the camera, and then the rest of the lineup has actually 3.7 megapixels. So the result is that the Dashcam Mini and the 47 have 1080p record quality, and then the rest of the lineup, so the 57, the 67W, the Tandem, and the Live actually have 1440p quality, which is like super high quality. So what does that mean? Like you're going to be capturing details on your recordings, which could come in super helpful if you ever need to use that footage to get yourself out of a jam. Another important feature of a dash cam that you should consider is GPS information. So date, time, speed, and location. You know, it's great to have a recording of what's going on in front of you, but if you can know for sure, or someone else viewing this footage can know for sure where it took place, it's super helpful. So date, time, speed, and location. Going from the 47, 57, 67W, Tandem, and Live all have all of that. Date, time, speed, location. The Mini provides you with date and time. All right, the next one I want to talk about is a super popular one to discuss, which is the parking guard feature. So are you recording when your vehicle is parked and off? So in order to accomplish that, you have to have a few things. You have to have constant power to these dash cams, which is accomplished if you choose the constant power bundle that's on our site. And the second for this section of the lineup is that you have to have Wi-Fi connectivity. So what that means is that your camera on all of these have to be connected to Wi-Fi. And you may be saying like, how am I gonna be connected to Wi-Fi when my vehicle is parked? Well, think if you have street parking in front of your house. Your camera can be connected to your home's Wi-Fi connection. At work, same thing. So those are two examples where you could accomplish that. Now, this is where the features of the Live really start to shine. And the Live is an LTE connected device. So essentially, you don't need Wi-Fi connectivity in order to have a live monitoring view of your live dash cam. All you have to do is set up your LTE connectivity, and then as long as you have constant power to it, you have a 24-hour-a-day view of what's going on out in front of your vehicle. Not only by recording, but you can use the mobile app from Garmin to look at the view of what's going on in front of your vehicle 24 hours a day on demand. So think about a Ring camera for your vehicle. Like when Ring cameras came out, they were super popular, still popular. Everyone has them. So this is the next cool thing when it comes to vehicles. So it's like, I want to know who's at my front door before I answer it. That's Ring camera. It's the same thing for your vehicle. I want to know what's going on out in front of my vehicle maybe before I walk out to my car. It's a huge safety feature, but also I can just monitor whatever's going on whenever I want to if I go with the Live. The other quick feature that I want to touch on is a G-Shock sensor, so incident detection. All of these cameras have incident detection. So essentially, if the camera detects an incident, so just think your car is hit by another vehicle, it notices the shock, it will, no matter what, save 10 seconds of video before the incident occurred, and then 10 seconds of video after the incident occurred, and then upload it to the cloud in an incident report folder. Now, the thing to keep in mind is that all of these, unless you purchase additional storage, will keep 24 hours of recording. So what's cool about the incident is that it'll save that no matter what. So it saves that incident for you in case you need to use that for an accident you got in or someone hit your vehicle while you were parked. If you have the constant power option, that's going to be saved for you so that you can see exactly what went on either when you were there or when you weren't there. And as I just mentioned, Garmin has an amazing app which is obviously compatible with the entire lineup. So whether you want to just view some of the recordings that you've had over the last 24 hours, view an incident report, or if you've chosen the Live with an LTE subscription, you can view from the app exactly what's going on right now out in front of your vehicle. You can pick up the Garmin app in the Apple or Google Play Store, and when I went to download it myself, I just happened to notice that it has super awesome ratings, so you can download it with confidence. So regardless of the dash cam option that you choose from Garmin, just know, as I mentioned, that you're going to have that peace of mind and security that you deserve in your vehicle 24 hours a day if you choose the constant power option. Now, I mentioned that people used to buy dash cameras just to be cool, but I got to tell you, these are pretty darn cool. Regardless of the one you choose, you're going to have the latest GPS-enabled technology provided by Garmin, and we're super pumped to be offering these to the Toyota community.
Now that Cliff's gone over all of the great Garmin dash cameras, let's talk specifically and let's point out a few things before we get started on today's installation. Today we're going to be installing the 67W, so we can see the camera right here. One thing that's great about a lot of these, mostly all of these Garmin cameras, is their size. So a lot of mounting options, whether you want to hide it behind the mirror or you want to set it out beside the mirror, because you do have the display screen on the back there if you want to view that. And like I said, a couple different power options. In today's video, we're going to go through the TrailGrid Pro dash camera power adapter and also hooking it up with the Garmin constant power adapter. So one of the biggest things that we need to make note of before you make your purchase with us, if you're going to opt for the dash camera power adapter, is we need to find out what the pin count of the plug on the back of your rear view mirror is. Toyota used a bunch of different ones throughout the years. There's a 7, a 10, a 12, or a 14 pin. So the best way to do this is before you get on the site, head out to the driveway, go to the garage, get in your truck. Right on the back of the mirror, there's going to be a wire that goes into it. Unplug it, count the total number of pins. So you'll see a connector much like this, and you're going to count how many holes are in the entire connector. Don't pay attention to how many wires are necessarily going into it. We're more worried about the total pin count. So for the truck today, we're going to be using the 12-pin adapter. So we have one of those here. It will also come with a couple of short power cables. In today's installation, we're going to be using the micro USB to USB-A for that. So these are key important things that we need to figure out before we place the order. If not, don't worry, reach out to us. Our customer support team will help you get what you need. But let's start the installation off on the right foot. So let's go ahead and get into it. Before we can start on the installation of our Garmin dash camera with the TrailGrid Pro dash camera power adapter, we need to grab a few things out of the toolbox. So here are the things you'll need to grab out of yours: a handful of zip ties, a panel removal tool, we prefer the plastic ones, and then some sort of snips or side cutters to be able to trim off the excess on the zip ties. So we'll set this to the side, and the next thing we're going to want to do is actually grab our camera. This is the point in the install where you're going to figure out exactly where you want to mount your camera. Depending on which camera you selected, you may want to either hide it behind the mirror, you may want to have it in view. If you selected a camera like the Tandem, where it has a front and a rear, like in-cab camera, you're going to take that into consideration so that the in-cab camera is not, the view is not obstructed by the mirror. So take a little bit of time, figure out where you want to put your camera, because that's going to kind of dictate where the rest of the install goes. So we're going to grab ours, we're going to mock it up and figure out where we want it before we peel off the protective layer on the adhesive. And because once it's stuck, trust me, it's stuck. But don't worry, if you accidentally stick it somewhere and you decide you want to move it, Garmin included a replacement magnetic adhesive pad. It's in the box that your camera came in, so if you need that, that is always there as well. So we have our camera, we're going to mock it up. Another thing that we want to take into consideration is that you still have functionality of the mirror. So once it's wherever the camera is going to be mounted, we would still want to be able to move it left, right, up, or down, because obviously having the rear view mirror operational is a definite safety need. So let's figure out where we want to put the camera. All right, so I think I figured out where we're going to put it. We're going to actually tuck it away behind the rear view mirror. So the first step we want to do is, we always recommend make sure that the glass is good and clean before you actually stick this to that. So we'll go ahead and grab some glass cleaner, wipe everything down off camera, and then we'll come back when we're ready to mount the camera. Now that the glass is clean, we can remove the little piece of plastic there that covers the adhesive. And we're going to go ahead and stick it right to the glass, and then we'll give it a good firm push. All right, that is literally all it takes. So you can kind of get it a little bit centered, figure out where we want it. Again, check our mirror, left, right, up, down. Perfect. So this camera actually would just pop off, so we're going to go ahead and remove it for the time being, because the next thing we're going to do is connect our dash camera power adapter. So to do that, what we're looking for is right here on the back of the mirror is a power cable that goes directly into the back of the mirror. We're going to depress the tab and release the connector. So like I said in the intro of this video, we just want to double check and make sure that we have the appropriate adapters. So we're going to count all of the pins. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 rows of 6 makes 12. So we'll grab our 12 pin adapter, and you see you have a male and a female end on that. So the cable from the truck is going to go just like that, and you heard it snap right into place, and then the male side of the adapter is going to go right back in the back of the mirror. And that is literally all it takes to install the adapter. So again, super easy. Now we have the power converted to USB-A, and in that kit you will have received a short power cable with a USB-A, and for the Garmin cameras we need this micro USB. So to connect power, you're literally just going to hook up the USB like that, and then we can confirm fitment of the other side of the cable. Just going to line that up. And that's going to plug right into place. And then the only thing that we have left to do here is we are going to grab a zip tie. We're going to tidy up all of this wire and complete our installation. So for that, I'm actually going to set the camera to the side. We're going to grab one of our zip ties. And what we're going to go for here is just tidy it up however you want to. What I like to do is take the camera adapter, and we're just going to keep everything kind of together. We're going to zip tie everything back to the wire coming out of the headliner. So we'll get the zip tied up and move back to connecting the camera. All right, so we have our camera mounted. We tidied up the wire. Again, there's no really right or wrong way to do that. Just kind of however fits best for you. We can go ahead and peel off the protective film on the back glass. Now's the time that you can power your camera on and go through the initial setup. So I'm going to send it back over to Cliff. He's going to show you exactly how to set up your new camera, how to connect it to the Garmin app. And then when we come back later in the video, we're going to do the constant power adapter.
Okay, so we're powered on here. As you can see, it wants to know where are we. So we're United States, so we're going to go ahead and select that. As you see there, that's the bottom button here on the right-hand side for the 67W. We like American English here, so we're going to press yes. And right now, it seems to be powering up. We've got a warning here. And camera placement, we're in the center of the windshield, so we're going to select yes. And vehicle height, I don't know, are we tall? We might be tall. Yeah, we're tall. We're gonna go tall. And record audio, this is a choice. Do you want it on or off? I'm gonna do it off for now, just for space sake. And then the Garmin Drive app makes it easy to view and share videos from the secure online vault. Okay, got it. So we can go ahead and scan for the Garmin app. Look at that. That's fancy. All right, we're gonna hit download and whoo, look at that, it's fast. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and open it up. Drive would like to use Bluetooth. Yes, you can use Bluetooth. It would like to send me notifications. Sure, I'd like notifications. Read the agreement? Yep, I read it. Got it there? I agree. Okay, so we've done that step, so let's go ahead and click that. Okay, so we're on. Okay, so we're going to select our device. It's the Garmin Dashcam series, so it's looking for our Garmin Dashcam. To enter pairing mode, use the buttons on the Dashcam 47, 57, 67W. Select Garmin Drive app. So it's saying to push here. There it is, Garmin Drive app. Okay. Okay. Searching for Garmin Drive app. Pairing, yes, I want to pair. Connected, getting pairing information. Okay, so at this point, you're going to click select an accessory. There is our dash cam, so we're pressing that. Boom, 461337, 461337. Let's click pair, and let's accept up here. Hey, look at that, we're connected. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and create an account here real quick. And we'll do that off camera real quick so we can show you the rest of the features. Okay, so we've gone ahead and set up our account. All it asked for was our name, email address, and a phone number to be able to send a secure code to. So we've got it all set up. And now that you're in here, this is where you can get into your live view. You can take pictures right from your dash cam. You can save video. Here's where your videos and photos are stored. And then here's the vault, which if you have vault set up, then you can store tons of data all from your dash cam, and it's accessible right through the app. Super cool, super simple, which is what I like. It's very intuitive, and it's obviously a great complement to the Garmin suite of dash cams.
So as you just saw, setup of the Garmin dash camera is super simple. So let's go ahead and move on to the constant power adapter. Like I said, if you want the option to add safety and security even while your truck is not running, This is a great option because you have a selector switch on the adapter itself, which gives you the option to set power for 10 minutes, 24 hours post turning the vehicle off, or just to run infinity. This is a great option, especially if you're worried about something happening overnight, or say while your car or your truck is parked somewhere for an extended amount of time. Again, safety and peace of mind that your camera is always getting a view of what's going on outside. So to mount this, you're going to need a couple of things. You're going to need obviously your camera. We grabbed one of the power cables out of the Garmin box, and then you'll also need your constant power adapter. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the power cable. We're going to connect it to the camera, and then the path that we're going to take to run power is we're going to go straight up from behind the mirror. We're going to go across the top of the windshield inside the headliner. We're going to kind of wrap the corner of the A-pillar here. We're going to go down the window, the door channel here, and then into behind the dash, and then we'll pop off one panel here, which will give us better access to manage any of the excess wire at the end, and we'll finish it off by connecting the OBD2 connection under the dash. So we'll start with our camera wire. You notice, just like on the other adapter, you have a micro USB on one end that is going to connect directly into the side of the camera. So we can go ahead and do that. And then we can mount our camera back where we just previously had it, behind the mirror, or you mount it back wherever you decided to put it, and then we'll start running the wire. So we'll go ahead and get all this stretched out, get all the loops and kinks and knots and twists out of it. So to begin to start running the wire, basically what we're going to do is we're going to follow where that power wire comes out of the back of the mirror. If your truck has a little black plastic cover over the wire, you're simply just going to slide it down, and then the bottom is held in with some little clips. You can just push in on the sides and lift that out of the way. I'll give you the ability to run the Garmin power wire up through that channel to keep it nice and tight and hidden away. Looks like the one in this truck has already gone missing, so we're going to use just a zip tie or two to hold the wire, but that's okay too. So let's pivot the mirror down out of the way. We're going to work our camera wire over towards the middle here. Like I said, I'm gonna grab a zip tie just to hold the wire here at the bottom. And don't forget to snip your end. For this next part, I like these panel removal tools that have the bend or the curve to them and make it really easy to push the wire up in the headliner without really damaging the headliner. So basically, we're just gonna kind of go along the top here, and we're gonna work the wire in under the headliner. Just get it started a little bit. Get it tucked in, and we'll just work our way across the windshield until we get over to the corner of the windshield. We're going to start working it behind the plastic of the A-pillar. Work it right around to the door jamb. At this point, we can go ahead and make sure everything's nicely tucked out of the way. If you need any more zip ties across the windshield, now's the point to do that. Now that we're to the door jamb here, we're going to go ahead and pull back the weather stripping, door molding, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to keep working our wire around. We're just going to tuck it right here inside the A-pillar. And we can go ahead and kind of push the molding back in as we make our way down. Next step in the process is we're actually going to remove this panel right here. This is going to give us a little bit better access to right in here behind, so we can get this wire through and then be able also to manage any of the extra wire we have. So using a panel tool, pretty much just going to go around the edge of the panel, just gently pry in, and there's a bunch of little retaining pins that are just holding it in. So we're just going to start at kind of one corner here and work our way in. If you have another panel tool, that is sometimes helpful in this case, so that you can kind of hold progress with one and keep working the panel out with another. All right, eventually this panel will just pop loose and we can just let it dangle right there for the moment. Now we'll have just enough room to slide the USB-A part of this power wire. We're going to go straight through, so you can pull the door molding back a little bit. You'll see there's a small gap right between the metal body panel and the plastic dashboard. So you can just kind of go right through and it will just slide right in. And if you reach kind of under the dash, you should be able to grab it. And we can go ahead and pull the slack through. We can also manage the rest of the wire coming down the A-pillar here. Put our door molding back on, make sure our wire's all nice and out of the way. And now with our power wire under the dash, you'll be able to reach in through where we removed the panel and get the connection through and out right there. So we'll let this sit for a moment. We'll grab our constant power adapter, we're going to plug it in, and then we'll make the two connections and tidy everything up. So one of the great things I like about this constant power adapter is, one, you have the switch here, again, that controls whether you want to set it for 10 minutes, 24 hours, or infinite. It's also very easily accessible because it's going to be right here under the dash. The other great thing is that it actually has two USB-A plugs on it. So we're going to plug our camera into one, and then you still have a spare to power something else if you want to use it for that. So what we will do is we will connect our USB-A, and then we'll drop this down and we'll get everything connected on the bottom side. So let's grab our power wire. Literally just going to match up the USB-As, push it all together, and then we will take the other side of the plug. We're going to drop it down below the dash and plug it in. You see, we're just going to match up the OBD2 connection here and plug it in. All right, so we have it connected. You can see the indicator light came on, so that means we do have power flowing, so that's awesome. And just go ahead and double check, make sure we got it set where we want to, and now we'll go ahead and tidy up this wire, and we're almost done. Just gonna grab our camera wire, the other end of our constant power adapter, grab a zip tie, and we'll tidy all this up. All right, with our wires nicely tucked away, we can go ahead and replace our panel. So we'll just line that up, pop it into place. Now that your camera has power, you can go ahead and move your mirror to where you get access to the camera. Go ahead and jump back a little bit and go through the setup and all of the connection with Cliff. And then after you are done that, all you have to do is just put your mirror back. All right, so you guys can see these both were super simple installs, probably take you 15 to maybe 30 minutes max in your own driveway or your own garage. Very easy upgrades anybody can do. And the great thing about these Garmin dash cameras, especially if you're using the OBD2 constant power adapter, is it doesn't only work in a Tacoma. You can put a Tacoma, Tundra, 4Runner, a Land Cruiser, really anything with an OBD2, you can hook these dash cameras up in. If you want the specific application for your Toyota, you can obviously use the constant power adapter, or you can use our TrailGrid Pro dash camera power adapter. All of these Garmin bundles are available in the shop right now at www.trailgridpro.com. So if you want to add some safety and security, head over to the shop, pick them up, and like always, have a blast out there.